guys? Welcome back to another podcast. Thank you for joining me back into Nelly's Fishing Adventures, or Nelly's Fishing Podcast for that matter. On today's topic, we are going to talk fishing rods. The topic of fishing rods, we can go into a really deep rabbit hole. If you want to get anything from your $30 fishing rod up to your $1,000 fishing rod, do you need that fishing rod that's $1,000 to catch fish? No. But they are nice to have. I'm not going to lie. This video is going to go towards the guys that have been fishing for a while now, but want to upgrade from their ugly stick up to the next level. Like, what is next? Or maybe you want to skip the ugly stick, you know? And I'm not saying the ugly stick is a bad rod. They serve their purpose. They're good. Yes, it's advertised as unbreakable, but it's not that great. It's heavy, it's bulky, it's not sensitive. So where do I go next? Now the rods I'm going to talk about today are all Daiwa. I am a huge Daiwa fanboy, and for me to be recommending Daiwa and how I became a fanboy, it's because I tried a lot of different rods, guys. When I'm telling you I tried a bunch of rods, I have owned everything from, the Shakespeare ugly sticks, the Shakespeare catch more fish, those beginner packs they sell at Bass Pro Shops and at Walmart. From there I moved on to the Berkeley Lightnings. Then I went on to some Quantum combos. Then I moved into Abu Garcia. Vendetta, Veritas, the Ike edition. I tried some Shimano. I tried a lot. Luz, Daiwa, obviously. I'm missing a few. Fenwick. Out of all these brands I've tried, I finally settled and I said, you know what? The Daiwas are what I like. I like how the blank feels. I like how the handle feels. I also feel that you get a little more with Daiwa for the price. For example, I'm gonna compare it to Shimano, and I'm obviously not speaking down on Shimano because Shimano makes some great products. But for $150, I feel that Daiwa gives you a little extra more features than Shimano does. That's my personal opinion. That's how I feel with the gear that I've bought, right? So the rods I'm going to talk about today, guys, these are going to be your, I don't want to call them entry level. Let's call them your mid-level rods. It's a great rod that is retailing right now for $120 Canadian, and this is the Daiwa Tatula XT. Daiwa makes the Tatula line. The Tatula line is a huge line of rods. The Tatula XT, that's where the lineup begins, and then it goes up to the Tatula Elite. So what do you get in these rods? First of all, I'm going to show you my old Tatula XT. So I bought this rod. It's a bait casting rod, 7-foot, medium heavy, fast action rod. I bought this one back in 2015, the first bait caster I ever owned. At the time, this rod was my welcoming to Daiwa. I said to myself, I've seen this brand around a lot. I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to try it out with this rod. It was on sale, and I picked it up for $89 back in 2015. And I must tell you, I probably caught more fish with this rod than any other rod I have. It's my go-to rod. Obviously, when I was getting into fishing and learning how to use a bait caster, I would use this for Texas rigs mostly. Texas rig worm, Texas rig craws, and small jigs. And as my fishing career, my fishing skills moved on, I found myself I was buying more technique specific rods, but this rod was always in the deck of my kayak because it was my go-to rod. I would always have like a flipping jig, like a small finesse quarter ounce flipping jig. If I wanted to skip it under a dock, or maybe some weightless ankles. Mostly skipping under docks was the main reason why I use this. And this rod just performs. And very, very fast tip. Bends here at the first quarter of the rod. A lot of backbone. Loads up all the way back to the middle. It's a great rod for under $100 on sale. Now, I've had this rod for 7 years now. And last year, Daiwa brought out the new lineup of Tatula XTs. So, again, for you guys that are looking to move up into that mid-range rods where it's going to feel a little bit more professional, I 100% recommend a Tatula XT. What I'm liking now about the new Tatula XTs, I got 2 of them right here. I actually bought 3 new Tatula XTs. I like them so much. I bought 3. One of them, I want to use it as my full-time cranking square bow rod. This is a 7.3 heavy. It's going to be my flipping rod. If you look at it here, it has the X braiding. Now, the X braiding is a feature that was on the higher model Tatulas. It was on the Rebellion, which is a different line of rods. And the Rebellions are more expensive. It usually goes for, like, I think $280. Now they brought this X braiding down to the Tatula XT. The X braiding is in the first quarter of the rod. And honestly, like, I feel like it's very well made. It's not gimmicky. And what I mean by gimmicky, this is another reason why I like Daiwa too. Some other companies, when they want to sell you that, just for lack of better terms, let's call it that mid-range rod. Okay, entry-level mid-range rod. I think that would be a good definition. So a lot of these companies will sell you a very gimmicky rod. And what I mean gimmicky is that they'll make, like neon green handle or neon green rod, yellow and orange and bright blue and blue thread on the eyelets, and they just make it colorful to attract the angler. And maybe a younger me would have been into that if I was probably 15 years old, but I'm not. I just don't like it. Again, I feel it's gimmicky. Now, if you look at this rod, it's completely blacked out, completely murdered out Tatula. You get the little chrome accents here where it says Tatula on the reel handle, and again, little chrome accents here. But it's a completely blacked out rod. This rod will get you by everything. This one here specifically is a 7.3 heavy. Again, it's for flipping or frogging, right? But like I was talking before, if you're that guy that wants to move up from your ugly six, your Shakespeare, buy a 7-foot medium heavy fast action Daiwa Tatula XT and use that for Texas rig worms, right? Use that for Texas rig plastics, for that matter, because there's worms, there's craws, and other stuff like that. So learn how to fish a worm or plastic, a Senko. 1 second. Learn how to fish, learn how to rig a Senko, a stick worm. A lot of you guys are watching this, already done this before, but I know there's a lot of you looking for tips. Buy yourself a stick bait. What's a stick bait? It's literally a plastic worm, a 6-inch plastic worm. Learn how to Texas rig it. This you're going to tie onto your Daiwa Tatula XT, right? Learn how to weighted Texas rig with a 1/8 weight, and you'll catch fish. It's a fish catching machine. That's rod number 1. Rod number 2, get yourself a good spinning rod. I have one right here. 7.1 Tatula XT medium light. Now, this terminology might be new to some of you guys. Rods are divided in categories of their power and their taper. Power is here, medium light. Taper is fast. So when I say fast, is how fast the tip of the rod flexes down and comes back to load up the backbone, the backbone of the rod. So 7-1 medium light fast action spinning rod. What are you going to use a spinning rod for? You're going to use, again, your stick worms, your Senkos, your true center sticks, your zoom trick worms. I'm running out of names here. Your yum dingers. Learn how to do a wacky rig. A wacky rig will catch you fish anywhere you go. Learn how to rig a wacky rig. Learn how to do a finesse swim bait. Get yourself a little round jig head. Get yourself a little 3-inch swim bait. Put it on your spinning rod and have fun. Go to town, have fun. This is probably the best technique out there for smallmouth bass. It's probably my favorite way to catch smallmouth bass. And it's just a bunch of fun. See, a finesse swim bait, a wacky rig, and maybe a finesse topwater lure like a small jitterbug to start would be great on this rod. So that's rod number 2. Rod number 3, like I said before, get yourself a heavy rod. Get yourself 7.3 Daiwa Tatula XT heavy. Now, why is it heavy? It's meant for heavier applications, right? Remember, heavy power, taper is fast. So 7 foot 3 inches, heavy, fast action. A heavy rod. This one is rated from lures from 3/8 of an ounce to 1.5 ounces. So this is going to be for techniques like flipping and pitching. And I know if you're new to this, you're going to say, what's flipping and pitching? Essentially is a Texas rig. Texas rig is going to be something you have to learn from. You're going to learn it and you're going to memorize it and you're going to live by it. So a Texas rig, creature bait with a heavy weight. I'm talking about 3/4 ounce to 1 ounce. And literally flipping that lure into heavy, heavy grass cover. This is why you need that heavy rod. With the heavy rod, it helps you hook that fish and drag them out of that heavy cover. Now you're going to say, look, man, I'm a rookie. Should I be worrying about flipping right now? No, maybe not. You will eventually, and you're going to catch up fast. Trust me. But what you want this rod for, and I tell you right now, buy yourself some hollow body frogs, some topwater frogs. Learn how to frog fish. I'm telling you, learn how to frog fish, and you are going to have the most fun you'll ever have fishing. You can't even imagine the amount of people that ask me, wait, bass eat that? Oh, you got no idea. So 3 rods you're going to buy. Remember, a heavy bait casting rod, a medium heavy bait casting rod, and buy yourself a spinning rod. Do they have to be Tatula XTs? No, I recommend them because I like them. If you want something around the same price range, but let's say you're a Shimano fan. Shimano has their SLX line, right? Let's say you want to buy Fenwick. They got their HMG line. You want to buy Abu Garcia. They have their Veritas. I don't know if they still make the Vendetta line, but they have their Veritas. So there's options, right? I'm trying not to be too. I'm not trying to push Daiwa on you guys. I'm just promoting it because I like it. I'm not affiliated to them, but literally everything I have is Daiwa. A couple exceptions here and there, but these are the 3 rods I want you to buy. Now, obviously, do you know how to use a bait caster? The next question, right? It doesn't get easier from here. It gets more expensive and a lot more fun. What bait caster are you going to put on these rods? Easy. Get yourself a Daiwa Tatula 100. These reels retail for, if I'm not mistaken, $189. Yes, sounds expensive. And here's what you got to do. Right now, it's spring right now. It's fishing show season. Coming up, we have the CanCast show in Peterborough. Go to the CanCast show. There's going to be good deals there. You might be able to pick up a reel for 150. You know, maybe 120. Depends what kind of deals there are. The other best thing you can do is buy used. There's crazy people like myself that I buy and sell my gear almost every year. Almost every year I have something for sale and I'm upgrading my gear. So buy used, do your research on the prices, retail prices, and negotiate online, right? You could probably find this reel for $100. Something that is 180 brand new. You could find this for $100. So be a smart shopper, right? Shop around, and I'm telling you, you're not gonna regret it. These Tatulas, the Tatula reels, are probably the easiest reels to learn how to use a bait caster. They are very foolproof. Look up videos on how to use the brakes and the tension knobs and all that. Just quickly, here's the magnetic brakes, tension knob, drag. Once you have that down, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. This is a killer combo. Now for your spinning setup, I'm going to show you what I have in my case. I have trying to hit the pot lights here. I have a Daiwa Tatula LT. Now this is an expensive reel. This reel retails for about, I believe, $220. If like I said, if you're just getting into fishing and moving into the next level, like I've said before, you don't have to buy this. Look into a Daiwa Fuego, which is a spinning reel that retails for about $130, and it's still a great quality reel. You are not going to regret it, and you're going to have a ton of fun fishing. So just a little recap, guys. Get yourself the 3 rods you need. Learn how to Texas rig. Learn how to wacky rig. Get yourself a topwater frog, and you're going to have so much fun. It's just ridiculous the amount of fun you're going to have. Get yourself a kayak. Get on your kayak. If you don't have one, I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. You may be in that phase where you're thinking, you know what? For the money a kayak is worth, I might as well just buy a boat. I don't know. I don't think so. Yes, it's right. Yes, you're right. But there's something very rewarding about kayak fishing, and I honestly fell in love with the sport. So I'm going to promote a kayak every day of my life. So another thing I want to mention again is the CanCast show, guys. April 2nd, CanCast show in Peterborough. This is going to be a full-on fishing show. I went to the spring boat and fishing show earlier in Mississauga. And I literally just went there to say hi to a few people because I've been saving my money for CanCast because it's going to be killer deals. A lot of vendors, strictly fishing. If you guys want to come by and say hi, I'll be working at the YOLO Tech booth and the Borica booth. So come by and say hi. Let me know what you think about the podcast. Let me know what you think about the channel. It'll be great to meet a lot of you guys. I want to thank you guys that went ahead and ordered some hoodies. This is my Nelly's Fishing Adventures t-shirt. If you guys ordered hoodies last week, I put the order in. They should be getting made. Hopefully they'll be done in the next couple of weeks, and I'll get them out for you guys. Thanks for ordering hoodies. Thanks for listening to the podcast. As always, keeping it nice and short. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got any video ideas, something you want me to talk about, send me a message, and I'll try to get that ready for you guys. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.